Hey everybody, Dylan Distraction here, just interrupting this YouTube video for a second to let you know that my books are available right now at Batlanticstore.com. If you love creator-owned independent comic books, you're in luck. My comic books available right now, Batlanticstore.com. Go to Dylan Andrewsar and click on the store and you'll be able to get comic books mailed from me to you. We got Warhood, we got Cringe, we got Engraved, we got Hit and Run. Bunch of great books, all creator owned, all independent, mailed to you. Go right now, Batlanticstore.com. Okay, now back to the YouTube video. Hey everybody, Dylan Distraction here, coming to you live from Batlantic Studios. So I'll do a quick back to drawing board, talk about comic book shows on my drawing table. Savage Dragon. I love Erik Larsen, Savage Dragon. One of my favorite comic book characters, one of my favorite comic book series, by one of my most favoritist comic book artist writers. He's getting close to having 300 issues of Savage Dragon, all creator owned by Image Comics, written and drawn by Erik Larsen. I'm a huge fan of Erik Larsen. I love his work. Definitely, I've always tried to have that sort of energy and action and enthusiasm in my own stuff. I don't know if I'll ever achieve that, but love his work, love Savage Dragon. So I was like, wow, it'd be really cool if Versus, my creator-owned comic book character, Versus from The Oppressors, teamed up with Savage Dragon, classic police officer Dragon. And I was like, well, geez, classic Dragon is a cop primarily, or initially was, and Versus is a masked vigilante criminal. So I don't think they'd get along. I think they would probably hate each other. And that would be a really fun dynamic for a comic book team up. So Savage Dragon and Versus teaming up. I think I did two drawings here, two illustrations. One of them is Savage Dragon saying piss off, versus Savage Dragon works alone. And then the other one is saying, with Versus speaking, saying piss off Savage Dragon, Versus works alone. So I thought it was really fun. And also I got to try out some True Grit Texture Supply brushes to add in some color. I really love old school comic book coloring with cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, the CMYK color breakdowns. I love that look of old vintage comics. And so True Grit has this great brush pack, and I was like, well, let me try that out and see how it looks. So I did some of that with this illustration, and I don't consider myself to be a colorist, but I like the idea of being able to add color to my work that doesn't obscure my lines or hide my line work, because really I spend so much time penciling and inking. Here you can see in this illustration, I'm spending some time going back and forth, like, how does this arm look like this, or how does this hand look like this? So flipping the drawing back and forth, and all in Procreate. It's all done in Procreate with Procreate brushes. So I wanted to add some color, have it kind of pop and feel vintage, like it's on old newsprint. So True Grit has this great set of brushes, and I tried them out, and I love them. So I'm going to keep working. The responses seemed really positive. People seem to get a kick out of that look, and I love when other artists do that sort of look. And also, I think it combats the digital generated imagery we see so often. It feels like a lot of digitally created illustrations feel really plastic and feel really shiny, and I'm not a fan of that look. I like when things look like they have some grit and some texture and they feel authentic. So even if I'm drawing or creating digitally, I still want it to feel like it's hand drawn, has some grit, some texture, some authenticity. I want you to appreciate the time and effort and energy that goes into something, and I think that people value that more than something that looks like it was created digitally. I personally do. Something that looks like it was done. I want it to feel energetic, active. I want there to be a lot of movement and motion. I want you to see the line work. I don't want it to feel plastic. I don't want it to look like a video game. So this is Savage Dragon and my creator and comic book character Versus. What are some team-ups that you love? I'd love to hear more about what other people are excited about. The crossover events. Remember when they did the Amalgam Universe? Remember when they did Image United? Remember when they did the Deathmate? I mean, come on. I loved all those big crossover events back in the 90s. I wish that they would do crossover events like that now. I remember Unity, the Valiant Comics Unity. That was crazy too. Savage Dragon's always been one of my favorite characters, and I would love to have the opportunity to do some sort of a crossover team up versus Savage Dragon. Maybe someday in the future. I would love to see that happen. So who knows? Erik, if you're listening, please, I'd love to work on a Savage Dragon backup story. Let me know. Oh, here we go. Using True Grit Texture Supply stuff. putting in yellow, like a 70% yellow, and then like a 70%, I think that's how I referred, 30% blue, and that makes it green. Really basic colors, paper texture, putting in stains, trying some different stuff with logos and grit. So, DylanDistraction.com, Dylan Andrews Art, Bat Atlantic Studios. Okay, bye.